It is so cold. So cold in Toronto. I am bundled up because of that. And there's actually like cold seeping into my windows. Anyways, this is my book. It is officially out today. You can grab it on Kindle, Kobo, and paperback. And I thought I would read some of it today. Hello to everyone joining. I'm going to go film a YouTube video after this. It's going to be a day late, but yeah. So YouTube video about all the travels I did in 2024. But first, and it won't have this thing. I'm still waiting for author copies of mine. Like this is what Amazon sends you before you actually publish. So yeah, I'm still waiting for my official copies, and actually I know people who ordered like one book who are gonna get theirs before me. But yeah, so it's not gonna have the not for resale. But this is the cover, Feelings-Based Living, and that's the back. Hello to everyone joining. You can tell me where you're coming from in the world, or where you are in the world. So, yeah, I'm gonna do an audiobook too, but it's not gonna be out for a very long time. And by very long, I mean, I don't even know when. I have no outline for when the audiobook will be out. I'm from Toronto too. It is so cold. If you live downtown, it's probably warmer there. I'm like by the lake, so it's freezing. It's freezing. When I woke up today, like what woke me up today was the cold. That's terrible. Aw, some people's comments in the live were filtered to protect the community's experience. That's unfortunate, guys. You probably need this more than anyone, because if we're saying things that don't make us feel good, we need to explore our feelings. Why are we doing that? Why are we saying things that don't make others feel good, but also don't make us feel good? Because really, when we say things that don't make others feel good, there's something within us that doesn't feel good, and that's why we feel the need to say that. Thank you so much for being a fan of my videos. So yeah, I'm gonna try not to lose my voice. This is why I'm gonna film one more YouTube video, and I will have to stop YouTube to do audiobooking because my voice can't handle doing both at the same time. Like I always lose my voice when I do too much speaking. So yeah, so anyone joining, this is out today. It's launch day, and I was really excited. I felt very supported because one of my friends got me gluten-free cupcakes to celebrate my launch day. So, societally, we're not taught how to process, integrate, and allow the flow of our emotions. We follow what we observed in childhood about how to avoid feelings. I should host a book club. I've seen that on Fable. I think that's the app. You can host book clubs. Yeah, most likely if I hosted a book club, it would be on Patreon, and it would be a paid membership. So it'd be like, we would go through like, I don't know, I could do it in a shorter time, or I could do it in a longer time. It's a good idea. I will have to think about that. And yeah, you would have to grab the book, and then, or I could do it for like, if you grab the book, there will be a book club. I don't know yet. We'll see. So, where was I? Whether it's watching a parent have a beer every day after work to unwind, or a mom who calls her friends or siblings to dump her stresses on them without permission, there is always something from those years of your life, that is your childhood, that leaves an impression on us. We're surrounded by adults. Ooh, this is a juicy part that I really hope people like understand and like when they read it. And this is only on page 3. We're surrounded by adults who are pursuing relationships, material possessions, or stimulating entertainment to manage their emotions for them. They attempt to make daily decisions based on a framework that another set of emotionally neglected adults laid out for them. They have midlife crises because they weren't happy with the script that they followed. They hit points in their life where they crashed into a rock bottom because they chose a path that wasn't true to their spirit. In doing so, they acted in ways to hurt others, running to escape the societal pressures placed on them. So, for anyone joining, this is Feelings-Based Living. You can get it on Amazon, Kindle, Kobo. Realistically, most people are walking around as children, masking themselves as adults. We have all walked this path, and that's okay. We have all lived out of our conditioning from where we unconsciously learn to survive. It's habitual. Yet there's an inner child in all of us that is asking for permission to feel validated. That inner child understands that rules keep us in bondage and hold us back from our soul's path. Without conscious awareness of your feelings, you may be acting in ways that have you speculating, I don't know why I did that. With conscious effort, you can start wondering what's happening emotionally and start asking why. So, that is part of the first section. I might read a little more, but this is Feelings-Based Living. It's all about allowing your emotions and your feelings to also guide the decisions you make in life. So often, people in life will do things because they're told to or because they were modeled to do it. So, okay, I want to go out and get this job because it looks good on paper and because my parents want me to have it or because my peers are doing it, and then you have the job or you're struggling to get the job and you are miserable because that's not actually what you want to do in life. So, feelings-based living is really tuning into those emotions. My first book, Guilt-Free Goals, talks about how to set goals to go after what you actually want in life, and this is analyzing the emotions behind why we want to do things. I am not from South Africa. A lot of people think that because apparently a lot of people think I'm from somewhere in Africa. Apparently there are Sookrams like everywhere, but no, I'm not. So, feelings-based living. This is like, I put so much heart and soul into this for the past 2 years, and I'm going to be filming a YouTube video right after this about my travels, because last year when I was like in the heat of writing, I traveled a lot, and if you follow me, you probably know that I traveled a lot, so I'm just going to go over where I went, best parts, kind of stuff like that, and then talk a little bit about why I traveled so much while I was writing. It was so necessary. Oh, that's sweet. It would be nice to have a friend like you. Yeah. This is why I write. It's so that I can put all my thoughts and my whatever has come to me in my life and my experiences on paper so that people can have it. And then I'm also on social media so that people can learn as well. I think it's very important to take what we have learned in life and teach it if that feels like our purpose. But again, if it feels like our purpose. So CBT is what I talk about in the first chapter. I actually talk about it, I think, in the first chapter or second chapter of my first book as well. It's a lot of what I've worked through in therapy, is understanding how my thoughts, feelings, and actions all align, or not align, how my thoughts, feelings, and actions all influence each other. So it's really hard to change how you feel. And in my first book, I talk about how we can target our actions and our thoughts to kind of shift how we feel over time. And in this, it's really just about sitting with our feelings and understanding that our feelings impact how we act. So if we're feeling bitter every single day, and then we get into the office and we make mean comments to somebody who works with us every single day, but then we go home and we feel guilty about that comment, or like, why did I say that thing? Or like we say something in a relationship and we're like, oh, that's That's something my mother or father would say, and now here I am as an adult saying it. That's what this is for. This is really uncovering the emotions and sitting with ourselves so that we can understand, like, okay, I'm picking up that I keep doing this thing and it doesn't make me feel good, so I'm gonna make a change. So yeah, grab a copy. It is on Amazon and Kindle and Kobo. Actually, on Kindle it's only $1 to $2 right now, and it's gonna be going up to like, I think $8-ish. At least that's American, in the next couple of days. So you have a couple more days to grab this on Kindle. And for everyone who's like, I don't have a Kindle, Kindle has an app for the phone. You literally just download the app and you can read it on there. So you can get this. You can get this. If you have a phone, which you do because you're on TikTok, or actually if you're on a laptop, you can also read on Kindle on there. So you don't need a Kindle to read ebooks. You could just get it there. The other thing you could do is, I believe you can ask your local library to get the book on Kobo, if they're on Kobo in Canada, or Kindle in the US. Which sucks that we don't have Kindle in Canada for library books, but that's another thing. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, asserts that by monitoring your actions, thoughts, and feelings, you can reduce emotional problems. These three features have a mutual relationship with each other. So this might be bigger. I don't know, but it's gonna look a little different in the copy that you buy. So this is how we see that they all impact each other. So when you shift a thought, your feelings and actions will change as a result of that. For example, if you have a thought, I am lazy, you may feel lethargic and act in a way that aligns with that belief about yourself. When you change your behavior, your thoughts and feelings change as well. So if you take action to go to the gym twice a week, you may begin to think that you are an active person and feel proud of the changes you're making. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah, guilt-free goals was definitely a lot of people like it, and I think it really helps change people's lives. And the only reason I say that, I don't like being like, oh, it changed people's lives, but it changed my life to live in a way that was like guilt-free goals. When I set goals in a way that aligns with that book, I feel like I can actually make changes in my life that make sense. You've been reading about CBT? That's so cool. I talk about it in both of my books. I think it's so important to understand. I don't think it's everything in life. Like, I think there are other therapies that are really important too. But I do think it is very important to understand how our thoughts, feelings, and actions relate to each other. Okay. As you learn to work within this model of change, your thoughts influence your beliefs, which shifts your identity. When I started practicing yoga, I committed to showing up 3 days every week, which is actually my current goal, because while I was writing, I did not have a yoga goal. It was too many goals to work on at once, and I didn't have the energy for it. So I just kind of left it aside, and I realized that I was really unhappy doing that. Like, I needed to finish this book. It was important for me to do that, but I need yoga. I committed to showing up 3 days a week. Immediately, I started to adopt the belief that I am a yogi. This belief shifted my identity and helped me stay consistent in practicing the values and postures of yoga. Conversely, your thoughts can shift when you fall into old patterns of actions that may not align with your life vision. Every weekend, I can make the decision to go out to parties and clubs with my friends, spending lots of money and drinking to excess. I could easily fall into the pattern of chasing my next intoxicated night out. However, if I did this, and I have before, I would find my thoughts turning to guilt and shame. I would feel lots of motivation, and my feelings may spiral towards depression. So let me know if you can relate to that. CBT is a great example of how one area of your life or your identity slowly seeps into other areas. Your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors all interact with each other. You make choices to do, say, think, and feel in ways that are meaningful to you. And a little note on, when we're taking action that isn't meaningful to us and why we're doing it. that action is serving a purpose. So for example, if I was doing that, like chasing those intoxicated nights out, going out with my friends, spending a lot of money, that was serving a purpose in my life. Maybe it was that I needed to be around people and that connection was very helpful for me. It may not have been the best way to go about it, but it was serving its purpose and there was a reason that I needed it. So, just a little note on that. Okay, let me see how much I can actually get through today. I will try and get through a little more, and then I have to go film a YouTube video because the sun is gonna be setting and I'm just gonna get a bunch of different lighting for my video, which is fine. It's fine. It's gonna be an imperfect video anyways. Okay, CBT is a great example of how one area of your life or your identity slowly seeps into other areas. Your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors all interact with each other. You make choices to do. Oh, did we go over that? Yes, we did. This model targets a shift in actions and thought. This model targets a shift in actions and thoughts and patterns. Because it asserts that it is extremely hard to control and change how you feel. Feelings are a physiological reaction to something, maybe even your perception to reality. That is asking to be seen and heard. So your emotions want to be seen and heard. When you are continuously angry about something, your emotion is speaking to you. And like you have to listen. You're the only person who can listen to what it's trying to say. And the reason why is because they alert you to your needs and desires. Maybe you're angry because what you're doing doesn't light you up in life. Or somebody is treating you unkindly. Or you just don't like being in this situation anymore and you have to change it. No one else can do it for you. And that's actually what I forgot to say. Part 1 of the book is about sitting with your emotions. Part 2 is about being responsible for your emotions, thoughts, actions, feelings, all of it. So, and then I go into a little story, which I think I can summarize. So basically, we meet Maya in this book, and Maya has a lot of emotions. And Maya decided last minute that she was going to go renew her passport. When she went to renew her passport, there was a long lineup because she went after work. Everyone else goes after work. She went after work. She hasn't eaten since lunch. It's now like 5 or 6 p.m. And she's standing in line to renew her passport. Maya has a lot of options here, but the first thing that happens is Maya gets really frustrated. And she just is hungry. She's hangry, actually. I wish that was an emotion I put in this book. She's hangry. And yeah, Maya is finding it really hard to shift how she feels. So without awareness, when you're feeling frustrated, it becomes easier to act and think in a way that aligns with frustration. For example, Maya may jump from frustration projected at the person behind her in line to having intrusive thoughts about her parents saying to her, "It's not that bad," or "It could be worse," even though she's seen them react in the exact same way before. Usually our emotional responses are because we've seen people act in that way before. Now that's really frustrating. Past generations weren't taught how to tune into their feelings and emotions. They even had access to less vocabulary than we do to share their experiences with others. This trickles down the pipeline to new generations having to unlearn neglecting, suppressing, and rejecting emotions and learning how to hold space for them. Holding space for emotions has its value because it gives you the ability to direct your attention towards actions and thoughts that lead to more desirable decisions made for your life. It opens you up to cultivating a deeper relationship with yourself by honoring your unique emotional waves and indulging in your authentic desires. In frustration, we're blinded to curiosity that can take us onto new paths. Each moment allows us to pause, listen to our feelings, and be directed towards what is meant for us in this lifetime. It can be the slight smell of cinnamon that leads you to a coffee shop where you meet your future business partner, or that last-minute flight booking that takes you to a place where your worldview shifts forever. You can change course in slight decisions as you make your way through each day. In each moment, you decide how to create your life, listening to your emotions as a guide. So, that is feelings-based living. It is out on Amazon, Kindle, Kobo, amirasuokram.com/feelings-based living. And yeah, I do have to go film a YouTube video, and I actually might save this live, throw it up on YouTube, because I think that it's really good to share more about this, and I want more people to get in touch with their emotions. And the reason why I want that is because I think when we're in touch with our emotions, we can be more empathetic to ourselves, which hopefully will increase empathy in our relationships and in the world. So, I'm at my desk right now working. I enjoyed listening. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Maybe I'll do more readings. Audiobook will definitely come eventually. But for right now, you can grab the book. Even just reading like a page a day can be really helpful. I know a lot of people aren't readers anymore. Obviously, I am. But I know a lot of people aren't readers. It could be really helpful to just read a page a day. Even if it's every weekday. Like, you get your coffee in the morning and you just open your phone and you scroll and you read a little bit on Kindle. Like, it's just so helpful. I think it's so important to read. It actually boosts empathy if you read fiction. This is obviously not a fiction book, but I think it's really important. I think we learn a lot of life skills by learning from other people. And we can't just do that with people in our lives, because that keeps us in this bubble or circle, and we have to expand outside of that. So I really believe in reading. I think it's so important. Awareness, absolutely. Thank you guys. Thank you for being here. I will be back to read more. I will be back on TikTok more. Now that I'm not writing, I have more energy to, well, that's not completely true. I am exhausted after writing, but I know that I will be sharing more of this. And I'm so excited to actually get my real copy without this watermark on it. It's very pretty. This was actually inspired by Young Pueblo's book. His simplicity on his covers were just so pretty, and I put myself on my first book, which was a choice, but for this one I just really wanted it to be about the symbolism, because I talk about the spiral in the book, in the first chapter, I think a little bit throughout the book, and then at the end of the book as well. So thank you for all the likes. I appreciate you being here so much. Go buy Feelings-Based Living. Put me on the charts again. I hit 32, which was very exciting. I never thought I would see my book on Amazon's charts. It was on Amazon Canada, but still, because I am a Canadian Caribbean author, which is, I guess, a niche. I didn't really think about that before. But yeah, Feelings-Based Living. That's the cover. Okay, bye.